10-15 minutes. So try not to talk too much. And then you will have the opportunity to ask your questions at the end. Feel free to put them in the chat as I go along, so you don't forget them. And we can go back to the beginning of the chat at the end and scroll through them then. Okay, right, just share my screen. Can you still hear me, Bianca?
Yeah, I can still hear you, but I don't see your presentation.
Yeah, my computer's frozen. Yeah, my computer's just frozen.
I need to share my screen. Is the normal presentation, right?
Yeah, it's really strange.
1 sec.
Yeah, if you want to, because I can't even start. It's just totally frozen. I think what I might do is try and leave and come back in again.
Well, I've got the presentation here if you want to. I can share my screen. Or maybe it's easier. I don't know.
All right.
What do you want to do?
All right, it seems to have unfrozen now. But you just try again. Voila. I think that's going to work now. I think that's okay. Should be okay. Is that fine?
I'll let you know when I see it. For the moment,
yeah, I think that's fine. It just totally froze. I couldn't get in or I couldn't get out. Okay then. So I was starting a little afternoon, everybody. My name is Nancy Blench-Locatelli, and I'm the Programme Director of the new International BBA at Grenoble École de Management. And I'm joined this afternoon by Bianca, who is our undergraduate admissions officer for international students. Okay, so I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the city. I didn't ask you where you were from. A little bit repetitive if you are from Grenoble or the region, but for those of you who don't know the city, it's a city that gets a lot of bad press, but it's actually a very international, dynamic, cosmopolitan city. Very big student population, and after Paris, it's the second biggest English-speaking city in France. It's one of the top cities for student life. Student accommodation is very reasonably priced. Things like transport around the city is reasonably cheap. For a month, it's 15 euros. So compared to other French cities, that's really reasonable. We were voted European Green Capital in 2022. And you probably know we have a very controversial mayor who's always looking to improve the sustainable image of the city itself. Paradoxically, it's the flattest city in Europe, so it's great for walking around the city or hiring a bike, and trottinettes or the scooters are still free to ride in town, not like in Paris. And we have over 350 kilometers of cycle paths, so really you don't need a transport pass if you come to study at GEM. You can get everywhere on foot or on a bike. And if those of you are flying into France via Paris, we're only 3 hours away on the TGV, and school is actually based at the station, so that makes it very practical. I knew this couldn't last forever. Okay, so GEM itself, we have almost 50,000 alumni now. This has just gone up over the weekend because we had our graduation ceremony. We offer over 50 programs from bachelor level right through to postgrad. We have over 20 student associations. So the bachelor students are invited to get involved in our student associations. This is not easy in the first year. You have to muscle your way in a little bit, but as you go through the programme, you'll be able to get more and more involved in the associations. And we have 120 nationalities represented at GEM. And within the International BBA programme, we have over 50 different nationalities. So you'll hear lots of different languages, see lots of different cultures within school. Grenoble École de Management itself, we have the Triple Crown. So we've just recently been re-accredited EQUIS, that was last year, and we're currently going through ASCSB and AMBER. We're ranked in the top 10 in France, and we're highly ranked within Europe too. So moving on to the programme. So we moved to a 4-year generalist BBA programme as from September, which is taught 100% in English. So that means you don't study English classes. It means the classes are all in English, and you'll have the opportunity to study 2 foreign languages. So on the International BBA, English isn't a foreign language, it is the language. So on top of the classes in English, you'll be able to study Spanish, German, Chinese, Italian and Arabic as well. You need to pick 2 of those. You'll have up to 18 months professional or internship experience in France or abroad. So we are pushing you to go away as much as possible, to go and leave France as much as possible. If you're an international student, that means you can either go home and do your internship, or what would be really good is if you stay in France to do your internship. But for that, you need to work on your French. There are study abroad possibilities in year 3, including double degrees. We're also introducing what we called an alternance track in French, or a work study programme in year 4. We have over 25 partners at undergraduate level. So when I say partners, I mean for study abroad. So in the new International BBA, you'll be able to study abroad either for the semester or for the full year in the 3rd year. We have introduced 2 new majors, so the majors now take place in the 4th year. There will be 7 to choose from. So we've got the classics, finance, marketing, entrepreneurship. I'll talk more about the majors in a minute. And over 70% of our faculty are non-French. So you hear from my accent, I'm British. We have a Vietnamese professor teaching accounting in the 1st year. We have an American professor teaching intercultural business skills. We have German teachers, we have South African teachers, we have Canadian teachers. So there really is a mix of diversity within the student body, but also within the faculty. And the aim of our diploma is, after year 4, the diploma acts as a springboard either into an MSc at GEM or somewhere else. So you would go into the 2nd year of an MSc or a master's programme, or into the workplace directly. Obviously, our International BBA is recognised by the French state, so we have both the visa and we also have what we call the grade de licence. And as I said before, the school is also triple accredited, so there aren't any more, we can't have any more accreditations. There are no more accreditations available at undergraduate level. We have the maximum now. So maybe what makes GEM stand out is that, and parents will be happy to hear this, that class attendance is compulsory. So as professors, we take an attendance, we check the attendance at the start of every class. This is because our classes are very interactive. So if the students aren't there, the class falls flat. It's not like in a university system where it's amphitheatres and the teacher stands there for an hour speaking. We have a flipped classroom system, and students are expected to participate. So it's important that they're physically in the classroom. As I said, student interaction is fundamental. We have very innovative teaching methods. So we have 2 campuses, the main campus in Grenoble, and we have a campus called GEM Labs, which is open to more experimental learning. Our class sizes tend to be quite small compared to other institutions. So this year there are 30 students in the 1st year groups. We have a blend of academic professors, so PhD professors doing research, but we also have professors from the real world, if I dare say that, who bring in their business experience into the classroom. Our assessments are not just exams, so there are exams each semester, every December and every April. But we also have continuous assessment. So the grade is usually a mixture between the two assessment methods. So students who aren't particularly good at exams can usually make the grades up in the assessment and vice versa. Our group work is based generally on real business cases, and sometimes the businesses even come into the school and work on the live business case together. And we like to think we form the students not only hard skills but also soft skills, which are very important for the workplace. Okay, oops. So the first year we've named Business Essentials. I'm not going to go through all the modules. This presentation will be available after the session, but you'll see the year is split up into 2 semesters. So we expect students to be in Grenoble for the beginning of September, and the semester runs usually up until about mid-December and starts again the second week of January and goes through till the end of April, beginning of May. You'll see there are 30 ECTS credits per semester, so it's the European Credit Transfer System, and this is typical to the university higher education system. And you have to gain 30 credits each semester to pass into year 2, and then the same year 3 and the same year 4. You'll see you study 2 languages both semesters, and at the end of the year you have a professional experience. Now, this professional experience, as I said before, can take place anywhere you want in France or abroad. The only constraint you have is that at some point throughout the program you must do minimum of 4 to 6 months outside France. Okay, going into year 2, if all goes well and you pass into year 2, these are the modules that you'll be studying. So you see we go a little bit deeper into the business environment. So fundamentals in the first year, the business environment in the second year. Again, everybody does the same modules. Everybody does 2 languages and everybody must complete a professional experience. The modules do start to get a little bit more interesting. You'll see there's corporate finance there, technology management and artificial intelligence. You start studying introduction to business law, because you'll later go on and do international business law. And then in the third year, now the third year is the international focus. So what you need to bear in mind is that this could be the year where you will go abroad. So you may not be at GEM, but for students, international students coming in who are happy to stay in Grenoble and will do their international experience in a form of internship, we're happy to keep you here in Grenoble. We won't force you to go abroad on an exchange. The opportunity is there, but these are the modules which you will do in the third year with an international focus. So as I said before, you've done Introduction to Business Law in the second year. You'll start doing International Business Law in the third. Innovation and Design Thinking. So GEM prides itself on innovation. As I said before, we have this super modern campus here with very innovative classrooms, pedagogical methods, etc. And then in the second semester, you'll see, so it's still 30-30 each semester. So it's like building blocks, 60 credits each year. Geopolitics, international microeconomics. So you see there's a real international flavour to this. One thing I've not talked about, and you might have noticed in the slides, is that each year there's a module for research. So it might be the fundamentals of research. Here we've got research methods and design. Each year you will do a research methods module, because in the fourth year, and we'll see that in a minute, you have to write your dissertation. So your research project, so in the fall semester of the 4th year, so you're here the 1st and 2nd year, you go away in the 3rd year, you come back in the 4th year. Again, you've got 2 semesters. In the 1st semester, more research, and there is also a sustainable module, which is compulsory to all our students here at GEM, and also the major. And then in the 2nd semester, this is when you work on your research project and you do a 6-month professional experience. So this 6-month professional experience is a new addition to the program when we move from a BIB 3-year program to a BBA. We introduced this 6 months opportunity for students in order to act as a springboard, a real springboard into an MSc or the workplace. So the majors, we have global management. Global management is perhaps the most generalist of our major opportunities. The finance and data analytics major is obviously for students who want to go into the banking sector, auditing sector. I always say that students that want to earn a lot of money. The marketing management specialization. I'll perhaps just add that the 2 most popular specializations are the finance and the marketing specializations. Fashion design and luxury management, so that attracts students who generally want to work in the luxury sector, the fashion sector, maybe Dior, Chanel, Cartier, those sorts of companies. Innovation and entrepreneurship attracts students who want to create their own businesses. Digital business management and sustainability in business. So the last 2, the digital business and sustainability in business, they are the 2 new majors added to our portfolio this year. Now here are the schools with whom we are currently working on exchange. Now, this list of exchange partners is updated annually. And just a word of advice, you will be joining the 1st year in September 2024. Whichever school you join, you will not be going away in your 1st year. At the earliest point, it will be your 2nd year. And if you come to GEM and most other schools, it will be your 3rd year. So this time, in 2 years' time, you'll be finding out where you're going on exchange. And between now and then, 2 years is a long time for any business school. So there will be more partners between now and then. We are adding more partners, I wouldn't say monthly, but we're adding more partners regularly. I've seen this list evolve drastically over the last couple of years. So we've got Queen's University in Canada, which has been added. We have another recent addition is Japan. Okay, so Nagoya is a new addition for us as well. So we really are, bear in mind that what you see now could be different in a couple of years' time when you are choosing your destinations. But you see from the list, we have partners in Asia, in North America, and we also have, if I can get onto the next page, we also have a list of partners in Latin America and Spain. So if you speak good Spanish, because some of these classes are in Spanish, some of them are English, some of them are in Spanish, you also have the opportunity to put these onto your list of exchange. And as this slide says, the list is subject to change, but I really want to insist that it's getting longer and not shorter. So after an international BBA, so 70% of our graduates carry on and do an MSc or a master's program at GEM or elsewhere. I'd say 25% of our students actually stay at GEM, and the rest tend to go abroad. They tend to go to a different country. Sometimes it's the country where they did their exchange. Sometimes they want to go to an English-speaking country because they've improved their English so much over the time they've been at GEM that they might go and study in the UK or in the US. We've also added a list of our new MSCs that we offer at GEM. So there's lots for students to choose from then. And again, the list is changing. So by the time students get to the 3rd or 4th year, there could be a new MSCs on offer. Whoops. My touchpad is doing whatever it wants. Student services at GEM. So there's lots going on outside the classroom, but I also think we're a school that, as far as pastoral care is concerned, you know, care outside the classroom, care to students outside the classroom, is one of our values. So we have an International Student Services Centre. So the main role of this department is to help students when before they come to France, help them find housing, help them settle in, etc. But the International Student Services Centre is there for any issues international students may have. We have a careers centre and they are really available to undergrads. In fact, I don't think the undergrads take the opportunity enough to use the careers centre. We had just had a great job fair. We have internship partners, lots of job opportunities. We have regular conferences. We have our graduates who come back and talk to students regularly. And students, this is all open to students and they must make the most of these services. Obviously, there's a library and a computer centre. We have a big online library, database, big databases, research databases, etc. Students will need a computer to follow the programme. We have a computer centre as well which can help with any problems, technical problems, etc. For international students joining us in September, there will be an intensive French class at the end of August. And for French students joining the International BBA who might be a little bit borderline with their English, there will also be an intensive English class as well, just to give you a boost before the start of the semester. Guest lecturers as well. We have an association called J'aime en débat, so it's like a debating association. And recently we've welcomed ministers, ex-ministers, bosses of big groups. So there's regularly people coming into school and doing conferences. We have an Altiglise challenge. So Altiglise takes place in March, and it's when the school closes for a week and there are no classes. And students are able to go and ski. There's a challenge. You can either take part in the challenge, or you can just go off skiing, or some students who don't ski maybe go off traveling. But it's a week dedicated to skiing and snowboarding. Obviously, there's a graduation at the end of the programme. And we also have a GEM incubator to offer students too. So, how to apply? If you are an international student, not doing the French Baccalauréat, all right, you can apply directly via our website. So Bianca, who's in this meeting with us, can help you with your direct admissions. If you are a French student, either in France or abroad, and are doing a French Baccalauréat, then you need to apply via Parcoursup, and entry is via the Concours Sésame. And I'd just like to add that I'm doing a presentation again next week with the marketing director from Sésame, who is going to talk more about the entrance exam, the Sésame entrance exam. So that's next Tuesday evening. And we have two fabulous student ambassadors this year. We have Zoe and Elise, Zoe is in the final year of her bachelor's degree, and Elise is in the 2nd year. And they are available. You can contact them directly to find out more about the programme from the student's point of view. And I think that's it. I think I've come to the end. If I can, yep, that's it. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen. and go back to see if there are any questions. Okay, so I can't see any questions. There must be some questions.